In the annals of naval history, certain phrases echo through time, not just as words, but as a rallying cry, a testament to unwavering spirit. One such phrase, etched into the very timbers of American folklore, is "Don't give up the ship." But behind those immortal words lies a story of courage, tragedy, and a captain whose final breath ignited a legend, Captain James Lawrence. The year is 1813. The War of 1812 rages, a conflict born from maritime disputes, impressment, and a young nation's fight for respect on the high seas. America, still finding its footing, faced the might of the British Empire, a naval superpower, and in this crucible of war, fate would bring together two ships, two captains, and forge a legend that transcends simple victory or defeat. Our story begins with Captain James Lawrence, a man forged in the crucible of early American naval service. Born in Burlington, New Jersey, in 1781, Lawrence was a seasoned officer, known for his bravery and tactical prowess. He'd already distinguished himself in the Tripolitan Wars, demonstrating a fearlessness that bordered on audacious. He was a man of quiet determination, but beneath that calm exterior lay a fierce loyalty to his country and an unyielding commitment to duty. Whispers among the crews spoke of him as a stern but fair commander, a man who pushed his sailors but earned their respect. Some even said he had a sixth sense for battle, an uncanny ability to anticipate the enemy's moves, a rumor that only grew after his later exploits. By the spring of 1813, Captain Lawrence commanded the USS Chesapeake, a 38-gun frigate. Now, the Chesapeake had a bit of a reputation. Some even called it unlucky. She had a history of mishaps, from dismasting to grounding, and even a disastrous encounter with HMS Leopard prior to the war, which saw several American sailors impressed into British service. This bad luck was a common rumor among the sailors, a superstition that, while unfounded, certainly lingered in the air. Despite these lingering doubts, Lawrence was determined to make the Chesapeake a proud fighting vessel. He pushed his crew through rigorous drills, honing their skills. Knowing that the quality of his men was as vital as the strength of his ship, on June 1, 1813, while anchored in Boston Harbor, the Chesapeake was still undergoing some refitting. Her crew, a mix of experienced hands and new recruits, was not fully integrated. Some key officers were even absent due to illness or other duties. This was a critical factual detail that would play a significant role in the coming engagement. Yet, despite these handicaps, Lawrence was ready to face the enemy. Then, on the horizon, a challenge appeared. It was HMS Shannon, a British frigate of similar force. Commanded by Captain Philip Broke, Broke was an equally formidable opponent, renowned for his gunnery and disciplined crew. He had been actively seeking a fair fight, sending challenges to American frigates. Here's where a touch of folklore enters. It's said that Broke personally sent a letter to Lawrence, a courteous but firm challenge, inviting him to a duel on the open seas. While the exact details of such a letter are debated, the spirit of it was clear, a desire for a decisive, honorable engagement. Despite the Chesapeake's incomplete state of readiness, Lawrence, fueled by a sense of duty and the desire to uphold American naval honor, made a fateful decision. He accepted the challenge. Some rumors even suggested that a sense of bravado, perhaps even a slight overconfidence, played a role in his haste to engage. He weighed anchor and sailed out to meet the Shannon, a move that would seal his destiny. The two frigates met off Boston Harbor. What followed was one of the most intense and bloody single-ship actions of the war. The Shannon, with its highly trained and disciplined crew, delivered devastating broadsides from the outset. Their gunnery was superior, and their accuracy was chilling. The Chesapeake, despite the bravery of its crew, suffered from its lack of full preparation. Casualties mounted rapidly. The ships closed to within pistol shot, a mere stone's throw, and the air filled with the roar of cannons, the crack of muskets, and the screams of the wounded. It was a brutal, up-close fight. Lawrence fought with his characteristic ferocity, urging his men on. but the Shannon's well-aimed shots were taking a terrible toll. Within minutes, the Chesapeake's steering was damaged, and she began to lose maneuverability. The decks became a horrific scene of carnage. It was during this desperate exchange that Captain Lawrence, ever present on the quarterdeck, was struck down. A British musket ball pierced his abdomen, a mortal wound. He collapsed, his lifeblood staining the timbers of his beloved ship. As he was being carried below, weak and fading, the words that would immortalize him escaped his lips. "Don't give up the ship," he reportedly pleaded, his voice ragged with pain. "Fight her till she sinks." This command, a plea, a rallying cry, was heard by those around him, and quickly spread among the dwindling, demoralized crew. While the exact phrasing and the number of witnesses are subject to some historical debate, the sentiment is undeniable. It became the definitive rallying cry, a last desperate order from a dying captain, imbued with incredible power. Some historical accounts even suggest he repeated similar sentiments, perhaps more emphatically, as he was moved to the cockpit. The rumor persisted that, even in his delirium, he continued to utter these words, unwilling to yield. Despite Lawrence's defiant order, the Chesapeake was doomed. With their captain mortally wounded and their ship severely damaged, the American crew's resistance began to falter. Captain Broke, seizing the moment, ordered his men to board the Chesapeake. What ensued was a fierce hand-to-hand struggle on the blood-soaked decks. But the British numbers and discipline proved overwhelming. The battle, which had lasted barely 15 minutes, was over. The Chesapeake was taken. Below decks, Captain James Lawrence succumbed to his wounds shortly after the battle, his final moments spent knowing his ship had been captured. His death, a profound loss for the young American Navy, transformed him from a brave officer into a martyr, a symbol of unwavering defiance. The impact of Lawrence's final words resonated far beyond the shattered decks of the Chesapeake. When news of his death reached America, it ignited a firestorm of nationalistic fervor. "Don't give up the ship" became an instant rallying cry, adopted by other American naval heroes. Perhaps most famously, Master Commandant Oliver Hazard Perry, before the Battle of Lake Erie, a few months later, unfurled a banner emblazoned with Lawrence's dying command. That battle, a decisive American victory, cemented the phrase's place in history. From folklore, the words became fact, a tangible symbol of American grit. The USS Lawrence, named in his honor, would carry the banner into battle. To this day, the phrase remains a part of the U.S. Navy's ethos, a timeless reminder of courage, sacrifice, and the refusal to yield. Rumors even persist among sailors that on particularly stormy nights, or during challenging training exercises, you can almost hear Captain Lawrence's ghost whispering those iconic words across the waves. Captain James Lawrence may have lost his ship, but in his final defiant breath, he bequeathed to his nation a powerful legacy. A phrase born of tragedy, steeped in both factual bravery and the powerful tides of folklore, became a guiding principle. "Don't give up the ship" isn't just a historical quote. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of perseverance, a call to never surrender, even when the odds seem insurmountable. A legend forged in blood, whispered through generations, and etched forever into the soul of a nation. What do you think of Captain Lawrence's final stand? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales from history.